I want to share a story about how my mindset saved my life during a near death experience when I was running a marathon. And this will really help you understand why I am the way that I am, why I have this mindset, why I live this sort of life. So I'm going to take you back to 2013. I am running the Washington, D.C. Marine Corps Marathon. And let's fast forward to mile 25 and a half. I can see the finish line. I've got less than a mile to go. And then boom, fade to black. Next thing you know, I wake up completely packed, head to toe, my clothes cut off, staring at a ceiling packed in ice with medics all around me. And I have no idea what in the world is going on. So literally, I'm sitting here and I'm just staring at the ceiling, completely just, I can't move, I can't do anything, just packed in ice. And it's like, whoa, you snap into that and you're like, there is something seriously going on right now. And as this is going on, I'm hearing the medics say my body temperature, and I have no idea what this means at the time. I'm just trying to listen to figure out what in the world this new reality is that I just woke up into. And I quickly realized that things are not very good at all, as in like I am fighting to stay alive, not good. So, all right, all of a sudden my fight or flight response kicks in, and I don't want to die, obviously. And I know if I go to black that I'm dead or likely going to be dead. So really, my mindset during all of this is do not die. So what do you do to not die in the most dire situation you've ever experienced in your entire life that literally comes out of nowhere? You just wake up and you're now put into this situation. So I'm going to share sort of the things that I did leading up to this and during as well as after that shape who I am now. So number one, mental toughness. So I'm someone who prides himself on mental toughness, and certainly since this moment, it has gotten even stronger. But I'm a mentally strong person. So what do you do to stay alive? Well, I created a mantra, or actually two mantras for myself. And this is something that I do on a regular basis, on a daily basis, for creating my being and my self-cultivation, the things that I say to myself to create who I am. And my mindset was, as long as I am speaking, I am not dead. All right, cool. Nice and simple thing. If you're speaking, you're not dead, even if you have no idea what in the world is going on. I'm not dead. So the only thing, or actually the first thing that came to my mind, being a freaking Yinzer from Pittsburgh, this is happening on a Sunday, and it is, I am a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. The Steelers are playing the Raiders. And I spoke this out loud 20 or more times because it's the first thing that I could hold on to that would allow me to speak something into existence that is not being dead. So after that, I did that. And then I switched it to, I'm a fighter, I'm going to live. And boom, my mental toughness kicked in. And through all of this, I was doing everything that I could. And what could I do? I could literally only use my mind because I'm packed in ice in a medical tent and my legs are cramping. I'm in extreme pain and I have no idea what's going on. So my ability to do anything other than what's in my mind. So I'm like, all right. And thankfully for me, I've been about this life since I started my entrepreneurial journey over a decade ago. So I had done a lot of good things to get me to this point, and of which I've certainly accelerated since then. So I certainly have to give myself credit for that. And one of the perspectives or ways of being that has always served me is prepare for what's difficult when it's easy. And I'm someone who would always create adversity or seek out discomfort in the name of self-improvement. And no doubt, during this time, this was the ultimate example of me using all of the mental training that I had created for myself. And that's the thing. I was not this person before I started my entrepreneurial journey. It was only after I adopted a growth mindset and I became self-aware and I became a sponge for learning and self-improvement that I was able to get to this level and then use it in an instance so that I don't die. So number 2 is active listening. So boom, I can use my mind, and then other than that, all I can do is listen, because I'm literally staring up at a medical tent. Like, that's all I can do. I can't move, and I'm packed nice. So I'm like, all right, well, what can tell me that there's positive signs that I'm not about to die? So what I did is I actively listened for positive words. Anything that someone said that could allow me to have a shred of positivity in the current situation in which I am in which I have no idea what is going on. And for this, I certainly attribute this to me being a master of language and the spoken word, both for myself and for others, because you can speak things into existence. Because for me, I was clinging to life by listening to somebody else say the word good. I don't even know what in the world they would be talking about, but boom, good. That is a good word. That is not a dead word. So using that, and I've continued to become a master of language, because you can speak things into existence, not only just for yourself, but for others, because those people, without them even realizing it, they were speaking my being and my mindset into existence by actively listening. And active listening is something that has been a very big part of who I am in my coaching. And it is your ability to pick up on small words or phrases that people use and be like, hey, let's dig a little bit deeper into something like that. The next thing, positive mindset. So for me, I'm a leader of Team Good Vibes. So I'm always about that life, no negativity in my life. So when put in the most dire situation I've ever been in my entire life, I am proud to say that I remained calm during this entire thing. And the reason for this is because freaking out wasn't going to help me accomplish my goal of not dying. I knew that I almost flipped into process mode, and anyone who knows me or sees my courses or the content that I create or the way that I build my business, I'm so systems and process oriented. So for me, I almost went into, all right, what is my system or process for how to not die? And because of that, I never freaked out. I was never like, oh my God, I'm going to die. I was actually never scared, which is a reassuring feeling after the fact, because being scared wasn't going to serve me in the moment. So you like to say, all right, when the lights are on and it is like, this is literally the most important thing of my entire life ever, because if I did not do all of these things together, I might not be here today. So my ability to rank what is important, certainly from an emotional side of things, is what allowed me to continue to stay alive. And to really frame all of this for you, this went on for 20 minutes. So imagine what it is like to try and stay alive for 20 minutes when you have no idea what is going on. And I'm so thankful for the work that I had done leading up to that to allow me to be here right now to share this story with you, to help you understand the power of mindset and how it is part of my being. And for me, this isn't just something that I regurgitated from a book or I learned from somebody else. I literally applied it in the biggest situation of my entire life. So let's look at the after effect of this. So going through a near-death experience is something that I would not wish upon anybody else, because it is both the craziest, and I don't know if traumatic is the word, but trying to stay alive when you don't know what's going on. It's kind of a crazy situation, but I don't wish that upon anybody else because it was not a pleasant situation for me. But thankfully, I have a growth mindset, so I can learn from every situation. One of the things that Alabama head coach Nick Saban says is never waste a failure. And while this wasn't a failure, this was a, wow, Rob, this was a crazy situation in your life. So what did I learn and how did I implement it after the fact? Well, number one, I got a second shot at life. And as I mentioned, I was already so positive and dream-oriented and driven to create the life of my dreams. That was already part of my being. But when you realize that that can be taken away like this without you even realizing it, it invigorated me for my life again because I had been given a second chance at life, because I saw how close I was to being dead. Like literally, if I closed my eyes or if I went to black, boom, gone. So because of that, I doubled down on everything that I believe in that just saved my life. From growth mindset, positive mindset, being a positive force for good for others, for helping people, for being on fire for my life, and wanting to build my dreams and do everything in my possible to love my life and have no negativity in this. And I don't want anyone to have to go through this before they realize this. Like I say, or I've heard so many times, success leaves breadcrumbs. This is one of the breadcrumbs. I'm sharing with you, you do not have to go through a near-death experience in order to realize that you are completely in charge of every single aspect of your life. You can live a life completely full of positivity and not letting negativity in the world dictate the way that your life goes. And you can live by design. You can live by design, not by default. And you can be someone who can make anything that you want in your life happen, because it can be taken away like this. And I am someone who lives with no regret whatsoever. And certainly this experience is one of those things that really gets me to live life for everything that it is. And with this, I continue to prepare for what's difficult when it's easy. It's why I completed Andy Frisella's 75 Hard Mental Toughness program and the entire year-long Live Hard Mental Toughness Challenge. Why did I do that? Because I know this isn't going to be the only time in my life in which adversity is going to strike. I want to continually get better to prove to myself that when the times are the toughest, I will show up and be mentally strong. So with everything that I share and I create in my courses, in my mindset, in my lessons, in the perspectives and ways of being, when you hear that from me and you see that and you hear and feel the passion in my voice, the reason for this is because I live this, because this saved my life. And I want to give this gift to everybody else. So that's why I reverse engineer everything that I've learned and implemented and taken action on to help others create whatever it is that they want in their life, because I know the blessing and goodness that is on the other side. So I wanted to share this story to frame for you why I am the way that I am, to inspire you, to allow you to learn from me, to realize that everything is possible, that whatever you want to create in your life, you can do, and I am proof of this. And one thing that I want to do to help you out on your journey, I created a resource that I call my 10 Foundational Mindsets. You can go to robcressy.com/transform. That's robcressy.com/transform. Essentially what I did is took the 10 mindsets that are foundational to my life, like I used in this situation, boom, put them into a digital platform that I created to help you along on your journey. So sending tons of good vibes your way. Hope you have yourself an amazing rest of the day.